Well, I am back in the woods. It's nice and quiet. The oil well that's on the other side there, close to my property, is not going for some reason. It's okay by me because I like my peace and quiet. Since I'm just getting here, I want to go ahead and get some solar going so that I can charge my batteries and keep them going, because I actually want to finally use the refrigerator that I have in here. But since in the past I was always in and out and not actually sure of when I was coming back, how long I was going to stay away, I didn't want to leave the refrigerator running, because in the past, when I had all these trees over here, I'd always have to come out and move my panels around. Since I'm going to put a couple on the roof right now, I won't need that, so I can go ahead and get the refrigerator going so that I don't have to worry about ice. And hopefully this trip I may actually get a little small ice maker. I have a little experience with those from work, and they actually supply quite a bit of ice all day, so I won't have to worry about that if I'm not using the refrigerator. But I do want to give a test of the refrigerator on my battery power and charging all day, because I'm pretty sure I can charge the batteries up during the day and use refrigerator and lights and everything else all night, because now I'm going to put up 2 100-watt panels on the roof, and it will be charging 2 100-amp-hour batteries. And I am pretty sure that that's going to be enough. So that's what we're going to find out, because I'll be here for a few weeks, so I will actually be able to see what that does. So I'm going to go ahead and get going with that. Here the last time, I went ahead and put 2 of these up on the roof and just kind of left them because it's just a lot easier. Before, when I was using solar, as I said, I would have to move the panels around in the yard all day. In the evening, I'd have to unplug them because I had the cables coming through the door. I couldn't close the door unless I wanted to actually damage the cable. So I didn't want to do that, so I would unplug them every night and plug them up the next morning and move them around, which took a lot of my time. So that's not something I really want to do on a day-to-day basis, because if I'm moving panels around all the time, it's just not a real good system. So I'm going to give this a shot this time and see exactly how long I can leave them up here. This tree right here is going to cast a shadow, but if things go the way that I want, that tree is not going to be in existence any longer, because it's leaning, it's close to the house. I don't know what the inside of it looks like. What I found out before is that these big trees had rot going on from the inside, which is not a good thing, especially if you want to leave them, because depending on the rot inside, a good wind could bring them down. And as I've said before, I want to get all the trees and everything away from the house, because, for instance, if I'm not here and there's a fire, I hope I've cut out enough so that the fire won't come all the way to the house. And there is actually a reason that I put up rusty tin. outside of the fact that I like the way it looks. But I'll get to that in a video before long, before I leave here. I think I'll just probably sit down and talk about that a little bit so that you guys will know I use rusty tin, and also why I covered all the wood everywhere, even under the overhang. So another video, which I will be shortly or at some point before I get out of here. So as usual, got to bring out a lot of stuff. Now there are things that I have at home that I had doubles of. And of course, since I don't bring stuff with me because I fly, it's just too long to drive, or I don't have enough time to really drive and have enough time to do work. I sent some things down in this box, and basically it's a shop vac, because I don't have a shop vac here. One of the things that I love to have around is a shop vac because it cleans really well in the tight spaces and things like that. As you saw from the last video, there was a pine tree that had fallen across the path. Now I could have driven across it because I have enough clearance on the truck to do that. And I really thought about it, but I have to come out the same way. So I said, instead of doing that, I might as well just go ahead and handle the situation as it was. So I went ahead and got out and cut it. Sometimes that's happened, and sometimes I think about the fact that I've come out here actually without a chainsaw a couple times, and it was just fortunate that there wasn't anything to block my path. But this time there was. There have been other times also, if you watch some of the previous videos, that I've actually had to get out and cut some fallen trees before. Okay, I have the panels up there. Went ahead and put 3 panels up there instead of 2. So now I'm going to run my cable to make sure we are ready to go. Oh, but I have to go back downstairs because I remember I need to make sure that the batteries are plugged in first before I plug in the solar. So I think I'm just gonna leave these up here, and I'll go back down and make sure my batteries are plugged in, because you want to have power to the battery before your panels are hooked up. So let's go see. Okay, that is done. Now all I have to do is connect the solar up here, and that will be it. The batteries are just about full now from last time, so it won't take very long for them to be totally full. Our sun is moving over a bit, but that's okay. We'll be good for tomorrow morning, and I won't have to chase the sun around as I normally do. So that is a very good thing. Okay, so that was my negative. Here's my positive. We should be good. So I'll go down and check. Each time I come up here, I want to make sure that my tar is nice and solid, because that was where I was getting my leak from inside on my wood burning stove. So I always have to check and make sure that it's all good. So now we're good. I won't have to worry about that very much while I'm here until I get a permanent place to put it. And that takes a little bit of work because there's lots of things inside that I have to move and put in storage. And of course, in order to build my storage out here, this whole area over here needs to be cleaned off and all that. So it's going to take a little bit of work to get all that done. So, but in the meantime, I do have power on the inside. I'm good. So as long as I have a good bit of sun, then I'm okay. And as I said earlier, I have three 100 watt solar panels on top, 2 100 amp hours batteries inside. So I'm pretty confident that I'm going to be good for power, because the biggest thing thus far that I'll be needing power for is the refrigerator. And it's a small one. And I think that'll be okay. So that's the end of this video, finally. So that's going to be it. And I'm going to get everything packed in from the truck rather. I don't have a car out here, fortunately. And we'll see you next time.